Hello and welcome back to Buoyancy. It's been a little while, hasn't it been? It has been. So long, in fact, that I can barely remember what I was doing. But in interesting news, the game has, as far as I'm aware, been updated. Yay! Not a huge update, so I think I mentioned this is probably going to be my last episode for the time being on Buoyancy. I'm also going to increase the speed because the one and only thing that I really care about showing in this is my attempts to fight off a pirate crew. Because the last time we faced pirates, it went better than I thought it was going to go. I'll admit, actually, but. It went better than I thought it would, but I wanted to. But yeah, I wanted to see how well we actually fare against them. Now, I understand there's something about that looks different, so it caught my eye immediately. Yeah, there's something about an update to the recycler, I think. There's also this thing, the prison. This is, I think, the main. Oh, interesting. I believe that the main change has been the addition of this prison, which is fine. We'll in fact build one because I do like having new things. Show it over here, far away from civilized society. And I also wanted another guardhouse. Yeah, what was weird? They also said they'd gotten rid of Martin. But Martin just killed someone, so I guess they didn't do too good a job of getting rid of him. Realistically, I would probably have wanted to build more this way, but like I said, this is probably my last for a while until it actually gets a more significant update. Yeah. Oh, we're actually out of wood of all things. And metal. We've got scrap, so metal should be going. Where's my metal thingy? Where did I put that thing? Oh, follow the smoke. Yeah, beautiful. But yeah, so we're back on Buoyancy. Yay. Hopefully our food is fine, looks fine. We even have beer, which they don't really need. Yeah, this prison is interesting. A part of me wants to explore it, but I'm not really the prisoner taking type. Unless we just so happen to find pirates again, and those pirates can be taken as prisoners. That would work. Oh my word. I'm just losing them left, right, and center, aren't I? Jeez-o. I mean, I've commented before, and I'll say it again. Whoever sat down and thought, what's the most interesting array of deaths I can devise for these stupids? They did a fantastic job. They really did a fantastic job. I need a lot more metal, actually. Were my resources always this low? Didn't we just get a load of crude oil? And yet, we don't have it. Unless it's just sitting here and they're able to pick it up. I remember complaining about that. They've actually it seems, I don't know if it was there before, of course, and I just didn't notice, which is possible. But they now, last time I had a look, or rather when I logged on this time, they had a message about the whole make sure you have laborers available. Are we Are we gonna lose our entire population from stupidity here? Chokes in a bone. What's my doctors for, if not for that sort of thing? Besides, they all eat in the same galley, didn't they? No one was able to help them while they choked on a bone. Because we made all these things. Oh great, that needs metal too. Oh great, that's the one that explodes. I remember how much I didn't want that one because it explodes. Yeah, against my better judgment, I went up the speed now because what I want is to test the new defensive things I built last time, and my new guardhouse if they ever finish it, and the prison if they ever finish that. I want to test all this stuff out on pirates, as that seems like a great way to end this current incarnation of this series. But I do want to come back to Bouyancy, just, when it's a bit more finished. I could play for ages and build up more and add 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 more. But, what can I say? I am relatively unmotivated. Again? Yeah, somebody stop him, but there's nothing I can do about it. It'd be really nice if these guys would do something about Martin and his slaughtering ways. I don't think they've added anything else apart from the prison. But yes, I'm determined, I say, to pit us against some pirates. I said stop. Well, dying of old age is the most normal one we've had yet, and actually the most positive one we've had yet. Okay, so at least now we're getting lots of wood. I presume this thing is making metal. Oh, and it needs wood to burn to make metal. Of course. Okay, so I need even more wood. Jeez. It's getting crazy. So I'm not really giving you a whole lot of interesting things to look at, just looking for more driftwood. To keep us bobbing around on our buoyant little raft. Well, not so little anymore. Oh, it's all more surreal. Just that, we started with this little square here, and we built a little bit of a harbour, and now we've got this city budding off the harbour, I guess. I wonder if they're ever going to add, like, a residential zone. That's a different looking destroyed ship, isn't it? But yeah, the prisoners, it sounds interesting. Holds prisoners indefinitely. The building can be a trade, growing population, and food source. So, I mean, it's kind of like having this. Why did they get trapped right there? Did I not put those things together properly and they just get trapped in a hole or something? But, I mean, it's interesting. Obviously, this game has suggested butchering people for food since day one. Which, I mean, that's what they really, really want their game to be about, then who am I to stop them? But, yeah. Martin again! Was the whole removed Martin thing a joke, or was that some sort of Halloween thing I missed? Martin the Murderer, which they removed for Halloween, except they haven't. Martin the Blinking Maniac. Actually, I'm starting to think maybe what I need more than wood is actually metal now, because we're going to run out of scrap metal. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to stop by this ship. Well, we have the prison now, so if you can use the prison on pirates, which, I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it? That's what you'd want to use it for. Most, I'd think. Alright, so I'm going to be careful with this. I think I see driftwood over there, which is exactly what I want. Okay, this is going to take some time, but fine. So I have no idea when I'll be attacked by pirates again, which is why I'm keeping this speed up. Because I want to see all these turrets in action, and I want to see if I can take them prisoner. I mean, I'm pretty sure once I have them prisoner, I understand what that's going to do. What is that? Oh, it's a stack of jack-o'-lanterns on top. Maybe they did have a Halloween thing, and this Martin is a blinking serial killer that they inserted for Halloween. That would have been interesting. I wouldn't expect an early access game to... well, they're ill, but we should have medicine, so... fine and dandy. Maybe? Oh no, there's a whale. Well, if they happen to hunt the whale... if they happen to hunt the whale while we're gathering this wood, I'm not going to complain much. So adjust us a tiny bit this way. Beautiful. Yeah, things are looking up. Food is alright. I mean, I guess we must have... our bread has gone right down. But we've got lots of flour. I've got 2 of these blinking evaporators, but I imagine if they need wood, the bakery needs wood. That's kind of the problem now. Just needing wood. So much wood just to fuel our fires. Never mind building more. Okay. So this is still being built. That's built. So we've got some guards, some turrets. We've got all sorts of things. When I've got it sped up, I really get the sense of just how quickly these people are diving into their deaths. It's a little demoralizing, actually. Not quite sure why they keep jumping into the water. Not sure why they think living on this raft is that bad. I suppose they don't have any games to play. It looks like a dead whale. Rotting whale. The flesh is still edible with the risk of food poisoning. No thank you, we're not that blinking desperate. we'll just let these resources sweep up on us and see what on earth it is. I mean, despite how many people are dying, our population is still going up. So, I wonder if that's going to become a problem. Just how many people are just going to be born from the fact that we have this many people to start with. Because I haven't been increasing my food. Apparently they do all sorts of interesting things to try and stave off boredom and then inevitably get themselves killed. These crazy, crazy dumb people. Doomed and dumb. Oh, finally got our rangers. The guardhouse is the exact same model of the prison. Identical in every way. That's a bit... But the prison is a new thing. I assume... eventually things like prison breaks might be a thing. So prisoners would be fine. At this point I can't actually see much of a reason to have prisoners. I mean, you know, tradable population, an edible population, backup food as it were, and of course manual labour for growing. But it's like, I have rowers, and these people, you know, I have rowers, and I keep getting more people without more tasks, so I mean, my people are going to actually start getting bored soon. The happiness will go down from boredom alone, because they've got nothing to do. Yeah, I mean, assuming I don't want to eat them, and I don't want to trade them, prisoners just seem like people who I have to feed, which will only do rowing. Or at least my idle population, should I find jobs for them, will happily do them. So they're better, I think. Alright, well, our wood is back up to being good. Let's go and see what these traders have. Might have mined some more metal, or some scrap, or something. Don't know what I'd sell, mind you. Some of our fuel, maybe? Some of our flour. Can't seem to go through that stuff fast enough. Plastic, perhaps. That's just it, I mean, everything has a use. There's not anything that's to sell. Unless I just so happen to take them prisoner or eat them. Of course, that's exactly what this game wants me to do with them after all. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of the stuff that I want, do they? Meh. If lots of idle people does affect happiness, yeah. Unhappy villagers work slowly or abandon the city. So I guess if they do get so numerous that they get that unhappy, then it's a problem that will fix itself, because they'll just leave. But, well... But I wonder... Oh god. Yuck. Martin again! Okay, this has got to be a deliberate joke now. I wasn't sure at first, but now I'm absolutely certain. Okay, if I want more metal, and I do, then I need more. I need more scrap, which probably means I should find a ship. Wasn't I like around 6 ships when I logged out last time? I believe I was. But then I need wood. Oh well. wonder if Martin will eventually die of something. The fact that they all seem to have names makes me wonder if they'll eventually have personalities. But they do drop like flies sufficiently that I think maybe the names are just to tell you who has done something incredibly stupid and got themselves killed today. Where are the pirates at? Yoo-hoo! Oh, I think I see a ship. Yay. Oh my word. They really have a very low life expectancy of their own devising, I might add. But yeah, I would apologise for just how long it took me to get out another episode of Bouyancy, but no one's watching it yet, so who cares if it's late. But I will try not to make a habit of that, you know, when I actually have people watching my videos. Main reason it was so late, I think, was probably because I was focusing on Cat Quest. Very excited about Cat Quest. Well, what do you know? Ah, can't go fast when pirates are abound. Stop us moving. So we're actually going to come under attack. Okay. Where are they coming from? The music is very dramatic. Oh, there they are. That is a pretty big looking ship. Martin again. At least save it for the pirates. Oh god, there's more of them coming. So there they are. Boom! Taken prisoner. They took them prisoner and fled? Oh wow, there's a lot of them. They're taking people prisoner and I guess fleeing? Or something. Population is diving and then they just speed off. How can they take people prisoner? I mean, it looks like a lot of pirates are dying. In fact, I dare say we're getting more of them. Unless... Okay. We didn't lose any resources, but we lost people. A lot of people. So now the village... I mean, last time we didn't lose any villagers. Not like that. They weren't just grabbing people and running. Oh my word. We lost a lot of people to that, apparently. You know, I would not do this, except I really want to see what it does. So I apologize to everyone who's offended by the fact that we're going to do this. Processing. Okay, I'm waiting for the happiness to plummet. I see the meters going up rapidly. How's our happiness going? Oh man, they're trapped with the corpses right there. Right, I was off to get metal, wasn't I? My turrets didn't seem to do a whole lot. I mean, I suppose we did kill tons of pirates. We lost a lot more, well, they lost a lot more of their folk than we lost of ours. So maybe the turrets were doing their job? It was pretty hard to tell. I saw the junk turret go off. Unfortunately, it didn't destroy our stuff, which was nice. But are they going to be trapped there forever? Well, the pirate meat is in circulation. The happiness doesn't seem to have gone down a whole lot. I assume there's going to be some pretty significant detriment to resorting to cannibalism eventually. At this point, it just seems like the sensible option. Why wouldn't you? Whereas in reality, there's a good many reasons why not to. Not least disease risk. Our food isn't actually going that well. I don't know what else they might have tweaked when they updated this, of course. Maybe I should put in some more fisher folk. Truth be told, I haven't been focusing on food lately, because it was fine, so why would I? But well, anyway, we had pirates attack, and most of our people are still alive and breeding like rabbits like they do. I'm sure there'll be replacements pretty quick. I mean, those pirates seem more like an inconvenience than anything else. I'm sure they would be more of a threat if I didn't have guards, and because that's just it. They were stealing villagers like crazy. So maybe now, if you don't have guards, maybe now if you don't have any guards, they would just steal as many people as they want and go, or set your whole place ablaze. Maybe. Not sure, really. This is day 40. This is day 49, era 2250. Era? Do they plan to have more eras than this, or is that just their way of saying what the day and year is, as in the year will go up if you move on? Or did we start on the 9th of January, I guess, of the year 2250? I wonder where they got that number from. Is that some prediction on when the world is likely to be a flooded wasteland? We don't get on our way fixing the whole climate issue. Which I gather is the reason for all of this, the whole watery abyss thing. I'm trying to figure out whether this is a realistic interpretation of how humanity would proceed in such an event. Admittedly, that might just be me being a bit nerdy. The question, how would humanity go about trying to survive should the entire world flood? Well, that's funny. Look what the water's doing. Trade ship. Well, those are nicer than pirates. Sure, you can dock with my city, by which you mean crash into it like the pirates did. Yeah, I mean, I don't believe there's enough water on the planet to completely submerge all of the land. a fair chunk, and possibly even most of it. But all of it? I mean, there's mountains that are higher than the water could ever go. I'm pretty darn sure of that. I would think humanity would, like, build on the mountains. Which, because the water was now higher, the atmosphere would have been shoved to above the water, because, gases float above water. So these tip-top of the mountains would probably be relatively breathable, relatively livable, where they were previously not, so it would change the climate around there quite a bit, I imagine. Yeah. Of course, humanity might not be able to live on that patch of land alone, but they could easily build floating cities around it, which I think would be more realistic for how... Whoa, you have a lot of stuff. Just allow me a moment to marvel at just how much junk you have. You want gasoline, and I don't need this much gasoline. I actually don't need any, because this is probably the last time I'm going to play this for the foreseeable future. Now, I could have sworn I did figure out how I'm supposed to increase these things faster. I could have sworn I did actually figure that out, but I've forgotten by now. Was it? No, it's not as simple as that. Yes, and with all of this money, I'm going to buy metal. Because it's a pain to make. Not because I can't, but because I don't want to. But yeah, if humanity did that, I'm sure resources from the cities below would be important. I'm sure resources from the past would be important, naturally, so they might send out vehicles for this. But that's just it. All of these ships and such they look so cobbled together. But I mean, ships wouldn't be unable to float on higher water. I think we'd be quite capable of just building big enough boats to, it would not for all humanity, but for, whatever was the vestiges of humanity. It would certainly be a new, very aquatic sort of world that they'd be trying to survive in. But, I'm not sure if... I'm unsure if they'd have floating cities. I would think that the basis of civilization would be based around some sort of anchor. They would definitely have, portable, floating vehicles of one form or another, because, humans will travel. But, yeah. Who knows what'll happen in that situation? It's not exactly a particularly pleasant thought, all in all. I don't really get those who are so insistent that climate change isn't happening. I don't understand it. I really don't. Because it's just mathematics, right? It's like heat makes things happen faster. Heat is energy. If you add heat to a system, then the system has more energy in it because you've added heat to it. It's like, you heat water and it starts to thrash, bubble. Admittedly, mostly because it's evaporating, but that's just it. It needs energy to evaporate. Otherwise, it will just lie there. And our weather is the same thing, You add extra heat to the system through the warming of the globe, and the weather will become more extreme. Hots will get hotter, colds will get colder, winds will blow faster, because it's got more energy. It's a fairly simple idea, really. We're already through all the metal we bought. That's a mite concerning. Oh well, but before I start really rambling... Ooh, a city. Let's get close enough to get a look. Or was this the trash pile I was seeing? Maybe? Yeah. But I might just go and have a peek at the city, just because I kind of want to see if anything's changed about those. That looks big. Wow. A wealthy trading... An age of prosperity. Oh. Oh, I'm glad I stayed long enough for that. Suspicious. Oh. It seems sad to abandon these people now that I've done that. Wow, that's a lot more elaborate than the ones I've seen before. Wow, look at this place. It's the most interesting city I've seen. Bonk. Sorry, I like the bonk. Wealthy trader that mostly deals in trading prisoners. Okay. I wonder if we can end up buying prisoners. This game just gets more dark every time I play it. I guess that's their agenda. There we go. But, yeah, you know, I'll just, I suppose I could have tried fighting them, but this episode's definitely run long anyway. And I didn't even have to wait that long for pirates either. Yeah. Ah well, for the time being, I guess we'll be bidding goodbye to Bouyancy. But fret not, those of you who already know that I was going to make something else. I'm going to do something else. And it won't just be Cat Quest. And that's what I want to be doing with this channel, really. The whole play as a character thing, give them a personality and comment on the bizarre world they're living in. I want to do that with more games. But I think I'm always going to try and have one where I'm just chatting. Because it's, I don't know, it's a bit relaxing. I don't need to worry about trying to keep in character or anything like that. And if something goes horribly wrong, then I can just show it going horribly wrong, because it's like, something went horribly wrong. I may even try and get some games where I'm going to hopelessly fail at, unlike this one, where things are going okay, and apparently we're in an era of prosperity. Huzzah. But thank you, people of the future, for coming back in time to watch this series. Who knows, maybe one day I've picked Bouyancy back up and you've watched that and you wanted to come back to see where it all began. Maybe in 10 years' time, Bouyancy will be some grand, expansive game. And people will look back and say, whoa, that's how simplistic it used to be? Maybe, but they'll probably be watching a better YouTuber than me for that. But I ramble on, as is my wont. Thank you for watching. Be sure to come back if you like what you see, and remember to always pack a plan D, because here there be dragons.